How's everyone doing? This is going to be a life update slash health vlog. As many of you might know, I recently posted on my Instagram and my Facebook that I was in the hospital in the ER. And first off, I want to say thank you so much for the outpouring of sympathy. I really do appreciate that. I was really surprised by that. And that definitely meant a lot and kept me in good spirits. But for those of you who weren't aware, I did do a follow-up post explaining what happened. So this is for everybody who doesn't follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and you should go do so because I post most of what I'm doing on there, and if I get my pickups, I post it on there first. It takes a while for me to usually post on here. So check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and all that stuff. The links will be down below. I'm all about that gram life lately. So this all started a week ago today. On a Saturday, I woke up in excruciating pain. I had a fever. I couldn't move my arm. My arm was like dead weight. And I was just freaked the heck out. But when I was younger, I had a few sports injuries, like with my neck and my back. And after, you know, there'd be like a day or two where I couldn't move them, and then I'd be okay. So, you know, my girlfriend was actually getting me real hyped up. She was looking up stuff on the internet, and that's just a terrible idea when you're sick. So she was getting me all freaked out, and she's thinking maybe I had a virus. I need to go to the emergency room immediately. Because along with my fever and not being able to move my arm and excruciating pain, I also had a rash on my arm that developed, and my right arm right here was actually hotter than my left arm, which was super weird. But I was like, you know what? I've got two arms. It'll be alright. So I went through like a bottle of Advil. I usually don't like to take medicine or pills or anything like that, but the pain was just killer. And the Advil really didn't help at all. So the next day I woke up on Sunday in even more excruciating pain. And I just couldn't move my arm. I didn't sleep at all. So I was like, you know what? I have to go to the ER. I couldn't even get a shirt on. I had like 3 comfy shirts, which is one of the ones that I'm wearing now. They're kind of baggy. I had to like dip it underneath my arm and like throw it over my head. It was crazy. I couldn't move my arm. My fingers were getting a little discolored, so that was also a concern. I have a heart condition, and I'm supposed to have open heart surgery for in a couple of years, so that freaks me out just thinking about that. So I just want to make sure everything is good and not affecting my heart as well. So I went to the ER, and as soon as I got to the ER, there was a giant cockroach in the waiting room, and everybody was like, kind of freaking out about it. It was huge. It was like that big. It was like Joe's apartment. I thought it was going to turn around and start talking to me. But normally I would have stepped on it, but I was just in so much pain, just kind of out of it. And I just like, you know, left it alone. But I finally got seen. I got a CAT scan, an X-ray. They checked me out. They did my vitals, all that kind of stuff. They didn't take blood work, which I was surprised about, but thankful because I don't like needles. I hate needles. I'm a big baby with that. I haven't had my blood taken in years now. But, you know, I got all my work done. The CAT scan was freaky. I don't like that at all. They came back and they said I have bursitis. And I'll go ahead and read you what that is, because I've never heard of it before. Bursitis is a swelling and soreness, inflammation of a fluid-filled sac, the bursa, that overlies and protects a joint. It can be caused by injury, overuse of the joint, arthritis, or infection. The joints most likely to be affected are elbows, shoulders, hips, and knees. And home care instructions: apply ice to the affected area for 15 to 20 minutes each hour while awake for 2 days. Yeah, I definitely haven't done that. So that's my fault on that. But they also recommended physical therapy, and I called up the physical therapist office that they had on here, which is in a different location. I called them, and they're like, oh, we haven't been in that location in 5 years. I'm like, all right. But I called up, and they only take partial insurance, so that was a big issue. I haven't gone there because of that. First of all, they don't have an appointment for 2 weeks from when I called, so I'm sure by now it's even pushed back farther. But the partial insurance, like just coming in for a visit could be up to $450, not even doing anything. I'm like, what the heck? So that's kind of disappointing, but I need to get that done. And I found out too, or what, that physician's assistant, I didn't actually see a doctor at the ER. I saw a physician's assistant who was very nice and friendly, but she was saying that if the physical therapy doesn't go well, you'll have to get surgery, which I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that, so I'm hoping physical therapy will go well. I will have to pony up the money eventually and do that. But so far, I mean, you know, I guess I'm thankful that it wasn't anything more serious, but it's not been fun. I haven't been able to use the computer. I don't know when I'll get this video up. I haven't been able to eat. I'm right-handed, and it looks like I'm just continually singing the Pledge of Allegiance or groping myself right here. But yeah, even in the shower, I'm like having trouble washing my balls. I'm just kidding. I wash the heck out of them. They're so clean you can eat your dinner off them. But no, seriously, like, wash my back. I feel like I'm the caretaker from Scary Movie 2 with the little baby hand. It's just been so difficult to do, but I am somewhat flexible. I don't know if you can see that. Flexible for a chubby guy. You know, getting my back, so I can wash my back, but eating food has been difficult. With my left hand, I've kind of been dropping food. But I guess, you know, I've been eating less, so maybe that'll help me lose weight too. But overall, it's just been a pain. You don't really realize what you have till you miss it, essentially. You know, using your arm like every day, and I haven't been using the computer, which is killing me. Like, I do a lot of work on the computer, and you know, I need to get back to work. I'm losing money. I need to pay this rent. You know, I need to put food on the table, pay these bills. So I'm just itching to be a normal human being who can contribute to society and pay my bills. So yeah, I still can't lift my arm, which is crazy. I'm supposed to have it in the sling right here, as you can see. They said to keep it in there for 2 weeks and possibly up to a month, depending on the pain and then the physical therapy aspect to it. And I looked up online because I had never heard of any of this stuff, and they said it usually lasts a few weeks to even a couple months, depending on the person and the severity. And again, there's the surgery aspect, which, yeesh. So they said I can't use my arm for at least 2 weeks and possibly more, depending on what the physical therapist says. So that is terrible news. I'm stuck in this sling right here for at least 2 weeks. I can't move my arm at all, can't do anything with it. So yeah, I haven't been able to sleep well either, because again, you have to have the sling on all the time, which just feels so restrictive. Ugh. But you know, I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. I posted that picture and it looked like I was just dying. I looked so pale. I was just in a ton of pain. I felt miserable. I couldn't move my arm, and I was really worried there could be an infection and it could go to my heart, which could cause serious problems for me because of my heart condition. So I was freaked out, but I'm thankful my girlfriend came with me to the ER and stayed with me. It was very nice and sweet of her. And I'm just, you know, like I said, I can't say thank you enough for all the kind comments on my Instagram and Facebook. That really kept me in better spirits and, you know, try to get me in a positive mindset there. And like I said, I'm just thankful it wasn't anything more serious. And yeah, I just gotta continue with this and get my physical therapy going. And I have barely been sleeping. I feel like I'm just so out of it. Whew. But yeah, I don't know what exactly this is from. Like, it just feels like there's pain deep in my bone. It's crazy. It starts from like here. It's so sensitive to the touch. I tried Icy Hot, Advil, all that stuff. None of that worked. They gave me a prescription. It's funny though, I'm not a big fan of taking pills or anything like that, so I was taking Advil, and they wanted to give me like a narcotic type drug, and I was like, it said that you'll be loopy for a couple days, so I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. They wanted to give me muscle relaxers, like, I don't want to do that. So they just gave me an extra strength ibuprofen for now. I've been taking it, and I'm like, this really isn't helping. I should have just gone with that. I'm still in crazy amount of pain. And I don't, like I said, I'm not sure if I'll be able to put this up. Maybe I'll just put this up when my arm feels better. I can finally do stuff on the computer, because I can't even like lift it. I've been trying to use my left hand, and I just feel like foolish trying to do it. It's just, it was funny when I played basketball back in the day. The coach would make you do both hands, but that's just like a lifetime ago now. And I played sports when I was younger, and it's funny. I played basketball, football, and baseball. Baseball briefly, but I had an injury to my neck with baseball, and I broke several fingers and hurt my back in basketball. No injuries with football, which is so surprising. Everybody assumes it would be football. She actually asked about, you know, injuries in the past. I didn't have any immediate injuries, so I don't know where it came from. It came out of the blue, which is freaky to me. When I was younger, I had different injuries, but nothing with my shoulder or arm. But it did make me think of this one thing. I didn't tell the physician's assistant who I saw there about this, but about 10 years ago, I was really drunk one night, and I was in my old apartment, and I was doing punch for punch with one of my friends. You don't know what punch for punch is? It's basically you punching somebody as hard as you can in their shoulder, and them punching back as hard as they can, and whoever quits first loses. And I remember, you know, I was drunk, so I couldn't really feel it as much. And then the next day, my arm was just black and blue and hurt for a little bit. And then ever since then, I've had like some pains in my shoulders and arms, but I also sleep on my sides, so I don't know if that could be something as well. And I haven't been able to sleep because I can't sleep on my sides, and then all the pain as well. And sleeping on my back, I was just staring wide awake at the ceiling. The pain was excruciating. Like, when I went on Sunday, like to the ER, later that night, I just couldn't sleep. I was in even worse pain. I thought I was going to have to go back to the ER. Well, I'm still in pain, but I'm still kicking, and I'm trying to keep positive. And hopefully I will be back on here soon making videos again. But yeah, I thought I would be okay the next day, and it just got worse. And I was just like, you know what? I just can't take the pain. My arm, it's everything going on, the fever. But they said I didn't have an infection. They didn't take the blood partially because of that, because my fever was gone. They said if I had an infection, I'd still have a fever, and I'd have like a tinglingness in the arm, which I didn't have. It just felt like dead weight, essentially. But one of the things that freaks me out the most about this whole situation is the fact that reoccurrence is common with bursitis, and which is another reason why surgery could be an option. And I'm just hoping that won't be the case. And it also makes me wonder, like, You know, if I get out there, I've been dying to play basketball lately. Like, should I go out and shoot hoops? Like, is that going to mess my arm up? Once I do start to feel a little bit better, like, will I be able to, like, lift weights and do push-ups and stuff? Like, I wonder how this is going to affect my well-being and working out and doing things with my arm. Is that going to restrict me greatly? Or am I just going to have to do it in mild increments? I don't know. I still have to go and see the physical therapist. But so I just want to give you guys an update of what's going on in my life. And just say thank you again so much, and just be nice to people because you have no idea what's going on in their lives, and that little kindness could just really mean so much and brighten their day. And so that's what's going on with me. Bursitis, I'm not dying. Hooray. And I hope you all are doing well and staying in good health. Take care.